So 2020 pandemic started, and it was a very tough season for every entertainer.
Yeah, say it loud. Let them hear it.
So 2020 pandemic started, and it was a very tough season for every entertainer, every event person, event vendors, MCs, stand-up comedians. It was a very tough season because there were no shows, there was no gathering, so everybody compulsorily had to be at home. So it was a very tough season for me. I mean, someone who at some point was able to feed himself, sort your siblings, fend for even your parents at some point. Now got to a point that it got to a point that I began to ask my parents for money to feed. So I said, God, what's all of these things? How did I get here? So out of frustration, I was telling my grandmother then. I said, Grandma, see, for the next 3 days, I want to go and sit down somewhere and just cry. So I'm frustrated. So I went to one mountain very close to ours. It was not like I had passion for prayers like that, though, but I was frustrated. So God, so it's either you answer me or you answer me. So I mean, I took 3 days. 3 days I was on a fast for 3 days, and I prayed. I was crying, God, come through for me. What is this? So on the third day after the fast, I was coming down from that mountain. Then God asked me, said, okay, now you spent 3 days and you've prayed. What if I choose not to answer that prayer? It was hard. It was a very tough question. I said, if you answer, you are God, and if you don't answer, you are still God. So at that time, You Are the Most High was in my spirit, because there are times like where there's just one particular song in my spirit. I just keep singing. So I was singing that song in my spirit, and subconsciously, it just came. But you are the Most High, because of the question God asked me earlier that same day. So whether we are satisfied or not, whether we are contented or not, you are the Most High. Nothing will change you from being God. So I never knew that was the key to my next level. And a few days after that, I was invited. One of my brothers, really called me, said, let's have a worship session together. I said, I'm not a singer. I said, I'm not a singer. I said, but I see the videos you post on your status. I say, it's boredom, sir. No, I'm not a singer. I had one very small keyboard at home. I'll just do a common song post on my status, and people reply, you have a good voice. You are anointed. There's oil. Where did you see the oil? So he invited me. We had a session and we were worshiping. And I remember that particular line came back in the middle of that session. You are the Most High. You are the Most High. Ìgbà tó bá ń bá wa lára mu, you are. Ìgbà tí ó dẹ̀ bá wa lára mu. Ìgbà tó bá ń rọ̀ mí lọ́rùn, you are. Ìgbà tó bá ń ní mí lára o. Ìgbà tó bá ń pa mí lẹ́rìn Ọlọ́run ni. Ìgbà tó bá ń gbomi lójú mi, you are. Ìgbà tó bá ń rẹ̀ mí Ọlọ́run ni you are. Ìgbà tí ń bá kún fún agbára Ọlọ́run náà ṣe ní. Bó dùn bí ó dùn wá máa jẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Bó wọ̀ bí ó wọ̀ kó fókọ̀ rẹ̀. Nínú ìlera àti nínú àìsàn you are. Tó bá ń lọ bí ó sì lọ ìwọ ni. Tàbá ń wọ́mọ, tàbá bímọ wà máa jẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Tàbá ń wọ́mọ bàdẹ̀ tí bímọ wà máa jẹ́ Ọlọ́run. You see that? Tàbá ń wówó, tàbá rówó wà máa jẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Tàbá ń wówó bàdẹ̀ tí rówó Ọlọ́run ní Yorùbá. Ìgbà tó bá ti dáhùn àdúrà mi Yorùbá. Ìgbà tó lè dáhùn àdúrà mi. Kò sí ń táyé ọ padà kúrò ní Ọlọ́run. You are the Most High. So after the session that night, I was at home about 2-3 days after that session. So Holy Spirit reminded me, said, that session you sang Batoban Tewaron. Why don't you go and download the full video and cut that part then post it? And I was going through, when I say I'm going through that, I was really going through that. I had to go with my grandmother to give me money to buy data to download the video. Yes. So I talked to my grandmother. It was about 200 naira for 200 MB then, so she gave me. Because I wasn't using an iPhone. You know, if you know, now it's easy to screen record and you get good quality. But then I was using one techno. I had to download the 3 hours live session that we had, then cut that 30 seconds and post. So I downloaded, then posted. After I posted, my data finished. So out of frustration, I just threw my phone somewhere, went to sleep. Then before I woke up the next morning, honestly speaking, I don't know how it happened. Somebody probably picked the video from my status and sent to Instagram, then someone sent to someone's I just...
And I saw it in Chicago.
Child.
Among many witnesses.
I posted the video on a Saturday. I was supposed to start a job. I was out of frustration.
What kind of a job?
I'm office assistant, sir. 30K monthly.
How much?
30K monthly. So I was supposed to resume on Monday. So I posted that video on Saturday. Then the next morning, my phone began to ring. BBO, where you there? I said, you know the online. I don't get data. Oh my God, something is happening. Said you are calling, let me send you money for data. And for saying thank you, I said, thank you. Then I got data. I came online and I began to see that different people that posted the video. Jesus, what is happening? Then people began to reach out to me. You are a blessing. Do you know the meaning of what you sang? I said, explain to me. Explain to me. Then people began to reach out to me. People began to bless me. 50,000, 100,000. I said, me, 30K job on Monday. Look at. And prior to that time, God servants reached out to me. God will use you. I said, God should not use me. Because I believe that when God wants to use you, you will probably start a church. And I said, God should not use me. God should leave me. Let me just continue this MC thing. That say, you will not necessarily start a church. You might not necessarily pastor, but God will use you. There's something I'm seeing upon you. I say, I'm not saying it. But I'm saying, so that weekend, when that thing happened, I thought, is this it? I will serve you. If this is how you can transform a man overnight, you can change a man's story overnight. I've heard it before that you do these things. Now I can see that truly you are the lifter of men. Then I will serve you with my life. So even if somewhere in my work with you things get tight, I will still serve you. Glory to Jesus.